Hello, my beautiful diamonds. This is SheilaTruelove here with you. Have you ever been with someone who takes you for granted? They take your kindness for weakness or stupidity. You know, you treat people decently and you treat them lovingly and kindly. Like you'll notice how you have a lot of husbands who tend to do that when it comes to their partners. You know, they tend to take you for granted. They start to treat you like you are a piece of the furniture. Just walk right past you like your wallpaper. Just walk right past you and don't show any appreciation or show that they value all the hard work that you do on a regular basis, because they've gotten so used to you doing these things, and now they tend to take you for granted. And that's another one of my pet peeves. You know, anytime you make me feel like you don't value my hard work, yeah, that doesn't sit well with SheilaTruelove. Anyway, let me show you how you're supposed to handle people who tend to take you for granted. Let's share this clip, and I'll come back with my commentary.
My best advice is, do not be taken for granted. Let people know that you won't take anyone's shit. Let it be known that you are here today, but you can and will be gone tomorrow if you feel unappreciated. Well, how do we do that? I look at myself as irreplaceable, period. Nobody and nothing like me. I don't care if you're my ex, you're my friend, a colleague, you won't be able to replace me. Doesn't mean I'm the best. You don't have to be the best to be irreplaceable. You have to be unique to be irreplaceable. Most of us, we wonder after we break up with someone or after we end a friendship, do they think about us? Do we cross their mind? Do they miss us? Who gives a shit? Some people, they actually come into our life, okay, to disrespect us, to teach us self-worth. Thank them. Applaud them. Not everyone we meet is going to be a lifelong companion. It's like little pit stops. If we did make everyone a lifelong companion, funeral homes and funerals would need much bigger parking structures. If that's the case, we meet and greet and interact with thousands of people in our life, yet only a handful show up to our funeral. Think about that. That's food for thought. That's what you got to think about. So don't waste your energy on thousands of people. You're welcome.
I really appreciated the fact when he said, you're not trying to say that you're this majorly super special person, but you are unique. And when you are unique, you are irreplaceable. And like he said, you shouldn't take crap from anyone. Like, you'll notice how I always say I don't understand how women can put up with so much crap from their narcissistic partners, but yet when it comes to their family members, they're not willing to be as tolerant, as understanding, as empathetic. And I always speak about your parents, especially your mother. You know, if you're going to put up with anybody's crap, for me anyway, if I'm going to put up with anybody's crap, it would be my mother. For real, for real. But when you think about it, you're not even supposed to put up with her crap. If she's a toxic, narcissistic person, you're not supposed to put up with that either. You do everything you can in your power to work through it. Go into counseling with your parents. Do everything you can. And if it still doesn't work, because trust and believe, I know that there are a lot of toxic parents, family members out there. I understand that. And I don't take lightly to that. My qualm, or what pushes my buttons or make my liver quiver, is when you put up with all this crap from outsiders, but when it comes to your flesh and blood, you're not so understanding and so great. Because truth be told, you shouldn't be putting up with narcissists. I don't care who they are. But when it comes to narcissists, if it's my mom, or if my dad was alive, my mom, she made her transition, but we were like best friends anyway. People thought we was like sisters rather than mother and daughter, because she was my best friend. And at the same time, if I was to put up with anybody's crap, it would be my mom. Or I may even put up with crap from my son and from my daughter. That's it. That's it for me. But truth be told, you shouldn't be putting up with anyone's foolishness, or anyone who's taking you for granted and don't appreciate the hard work and the things that you do for these people. And like I say, I keep to myself, I know that I am not replaceable, sweetheart. There's only one SheilaTruelove. There is no one on this planet like me. I will always see myself as impressionable and irreplaceable. And what we also have to keep in mind is there's a difference between a person who's a good person and a person who's just nice. There's a huge difference, because a person who's genuinely a good person, they apply Matthew chapter 7 verse 12. Let's take a look at what that says. Notice what it says here at Matthew chapter 7 verse 12. Do for others what you would want them to do for you. This is the meaning of the law of Moses and the teaching of the prophets. Let's look at it from another translation. This is the easy read version. Notice it says, do to others whatever you would like them to do to you. This is the essence of all that is taught in the law and the prophets. This is the contemporary English version. Treat others as you want them to treat you. See, that's a good person. That's not just a person who's a nice person. That's a good person. And this is from the Amplified version. So then, in everything, treat others the same way you want them to treat you. Now let's think about that for a moment. Would you appreciate someone taking you for granted? Do you want someone to treat you that way? Of course not. So we shouldn't go around taking other people for granted either. We should always have that spirit of gratitude and appreciation. So like this gentleman said, you have to let people know that you're not going to be putting up with their bullery, their mistreatment, they're taking you for granted. And like the scriptures said to us, treat others the way you want to be treated. Would you like someone to cheat on you, stab you in your back with betrayal, cut your throat with betrayal? No. Do you like being lied to and deceived? No. Do you like someone bullying you? Would you like someone to bully you? Or how do you feel about someone taking you for taking advantage of you? Or someone who's manipulating you? And if you don't want these things done to you, don't do to other people what you don't want done to you. And it's just that simple. You see how easy and how simple life is? People tend to complicate things. Simple. Don't do to me what you don't want done to you. Now, when it comes to, that's a good person. Now, like I said, there's a difference between good and nice. A nice person is someone who's just going through the motions. Actually, I like to believe that I'm a good person and a nice person. But a nice person, they're just going through the motions. They're just, acting kindly. It's all an act. It's a pretense. That's not who they genuinely are. Because in so many other situations, when you look at how they treat people, they do not apply Matthew chapter 7, verse 12 at all. They're being nice because they want something from you. It's another form of manipulation. If I have to choose between having a good person in my life or a nice person, I'll take a person who's good every time. And a lot of times you have to keep in mind the reason why so many people take you for granted is because they believe that they have so many other choices and so many other options, and the grass may look greener on the other side until they get to the other side. And then they come to realize, oh my God, what have I done? This is not even grass. Real grass is AstroTurf. So you see, it's so important for us not to take each other for granted and to always have an attitude of so much gratitude. Let's close with listening to this very wise man. I love his channel anyway. I love all of his stuff. His name is Mirza, Mirza. Check out his TikTok. This man is brilliant.
My best advice is do not be taken for granted. Let people know that you won't take anyone's shit. Let it be known that you are here today, but you can and will be gone tomorrow if you feel unappreciated. Well, how do we do that? I look at myself as irreplaceable, period. Nobody and nothing like me. I don't care if you're my ex, you're my friend, a colleague, you won't be able to replace me. Doesn't mean I'm the best. You don't have to be the best to be irreplaceable. You have to be unique to be irreplaceable. Most of us, we wonder after we break up with someone or after we end a friendship, do they think about us? Do we cross their mind? Do they miss us? Who gives a shit? Some people, they actually come into our life, okay, to disrespect us, to teach us self-worth. Thank them. Applaud them. Not everyone we meet is going to be a lifelong companion. It's like little pit stops. If we did make everyone a lifelong companion, funeral homes and funerals would need much bigger parking structures. If that's the case, we meet and greet and interact with thousands of people in our life, yet only a handful show up to our funeral. Think about that. That's food for thought. That's what you got to think about. So don't waste your energy on thousands of people. You're welcome.
I forgot I wanted to mention when he talks about people showing up at your funeral. Have you ever noticed how you have so many people who treat you badly when you're alive? They don't check up on you. They don't talk to you or speak to you on a regular basis. They treat you like you're dead already or like you don't exist. And then when it comes time for your funeral, a lot of these people want to show up crying with, this is people who are nice. They're not genuinely good people. But they'll come to your funeral crying and acting as though they loved you so much. Oh, you know, I wish I would have spent more time. Oh, you know, keep it. You know, because all the time that that person was alive, you didn't appreciate them. You took them for granted. Oh, they'll always be around. They'll always be around. You took that for granted. And now that they're gone, you want to show up at their funeral. I don't want certain people at my funeral. Personally, I want to be cremated anyway. I told my son, look, honey, you can take me. And once my life is gone, my spirit goes to my Heavenly Father. I don't care if you take my body and put it in a dumpster. I don't care. You know? But my point is, you have so many people who take you for granted that you'll always be there. And none of us are promised to be here tomorrow. We don't know what may happen today or tomorrow. We could step out there today and there could be a drive-by shooting and the bullet missed the target and it hits you. So for all of these people who take their loved ones for granted, you need to check yourself on that one. For real, for real. Diamonds, diamonds.